Thank you.
You bet.
Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton is trying to shift the spotlight to global warming. The presidential contender unveiling her plans to combat climate change, pledging to install more than 500 million solar panels nationwide by the end of her first term.
I'm just a grandmother with 2 eyes and a brain. It's hard to believe there are people running for president who still refuse to accept the settled science of climate change, who would rather remind us they're not scientists than listen to those who are.
Here now, Nomi Prin's from Demos, Judy Miller from the Manhattan Institute. She's also a Fox News contributor. Judy, let me start with you. I mean, we're shifting to solar panels. We spend $38 billion a year putting them up, and they contribute 0.4% of our electricity. That does not sound like a good return on investment.
Well, I don't think she's actually thinking of this as a real plan. I think what she's doing is finding a way to try and energize her base, because solar energy, alternatives to fossil fuel, the United States, of course, has 85% of its energy in fossil fuels. This is a core issue for her base, so she is playing to it.
Yeah. Nomi, she's just a grandmother. I mean, she told us again. Is this a good appeal?
Well, on the one hand, the grandmother thing, the mother thing has worked with female voters. Her latest stats say that on an individual contribution basis, she's got 61% coming in from women, which is higher than it normally is. So that's working. But on the issue of clean energy and everything, one thing I just want to say, Melissa, and I looked through the State of the Unions of presidents from Bill Clinton to George W. Bush to Obama. They all kind of talk about the same things. It's not necessarily like, Hillary invented the idea of solar energy or even of investing in solar energy. And so I do agree to some extent with Judy that there is an element of this where she's talking about because she needs to. It is an issue, but it's also been prevalent in Washington on a bipartisan basis throughout the years. Yeah,
I mean, Judy, Nomi makes a great point. We've been talking about solar energy forever, and it doesn't make any more sense now than it did before, because it just doesn't work economically.
Well, first of all, the argument from the Democrats has always been it doesn't work because there's not enough of it. She's pledging to increase America's devotion to solar energy.
Does that make the sun shine brighter? I mean, is that how that works? That if we put more panels out there, it'll deliver more energy for a lower price? No.
That's her argument. That is the argument. And that is what has not so far been tested out by fact. But the Democratic response is that's because we haven't gone hard enough, fast enough into this area.
But increasing it by 700% still means it's about 2% of our energy, Nomi. I mean, I just feel like this was a bad one to pick. Of all the things that she could go out there and sort of pander to the base about, this is one of the more ridiculous.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I think the climate change, bringing it up is definitely an issue that works with the base, that works with people outside her base. And in terms of solar energy, again, it's been something that's come up across the parties. The question is, not is it worth it per se, but is it the right thing to go for? I mean, there's wind power as well. There are other things which do provide a better return, and also do address the issue of renewable energy and reducing the fossil fuel emissions and everything else. So there's ways to go about it. This is one of them. But she has kind of accentuated it. But again, that has been something that people have said on both parties over the years.
Okay, we got to go. Thanks to both of you.